Okay. So, for a recap, this is what I was talking about yesterday that this is going to be the bottom, right? So these were the coordinates I gave on the stream last night, and this is where we stop. This is the new day opening gap, the end dog, okay? And I told everyone that this is going to be revisited at some point in future, this point, if you remember. And this whole box will be used as the bottom for the swing trades. Meanwhile, I was taking scalps towards the upside. So check this out. Okay, you see this first touch, 40 points from the first touch. Then it came back up again with the validation requirements I mentioned in the yesterday's stream, that what are the requirements I want for the price to be validated for a setup. It moved up again two times. Okay, so if you measure this again, 40 points, and if you, yeah, never closed below, moved up even on a 1 minute time frame. This is a 1 minute time frame. Okay, look where we are now. 274 points. I'm still running this trade half. I've closed my trade partial here, and I bought some of it here again. So I just want to make sure that anyone who is watching was present yesterday. What did you do with this information? Wait a minute. Wait. From this point, 925 to this point. Nice. It's about 285 points. I mentioned all the coordinates, all the cheat codes for this swing trade, and I don't know what else can I do for you. This is really good. If it gave me around 2 or 3 or 5 entries for this swing trade, I don't know if you missed it. You could have captured it here, somewhere around here. This is the same coordinate I mentioned in the previous stream. 203.4, 2.5, 201 point, 20186.9, and I also mentioned about its relevance, that's going to be relevant for the next 2 or 3 days, and this is going to be the bottom. So okay, let's see what's going to happen now. 487.1, 487.1. Yeah, 487.1. Let's mark it blue. Move to the 5 minutes time frame. To the 5 minutes time frame. 5 minutes. Okay, so 12:35 candle is imbalance. It's going to be revisited at some point in future. That's really good, because this box will be utilized again, probably with a good confirmation one can use it again, but not now. Obviously it's overextended towards the upside. Overextended towards the upside. There are only 3 people who was watching my stream. I think you were here yesterday, and I just want to know if you have done with something with this information. I given the coordinates because it was so good. Like these sort of trade comes like once in a 20 or 30 days. So that would be really good to know that you have used this information. I haven't changed the coordinates about anything. Like also about told about the relevance of this trade. Okay, this is going to be the bottom, probable bottom, and I'll be using it if the price comes down again to this point. I'll be using it again to buy for the swing trade. Meanwhile, I was taking the scalps. So I'm already up 100, 200 points, approximately 200 points on the day. So for the stream, I'm just going to read the tape. I'm not going to execute. Oh, brother free, what's up, man? How are you doing today? So this, each of every, like all of my streams are totally coherent. If you go back 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, I've been tape reading this Nasdaq every single day while giving everything about like basically the cheat codes. So yesterday I mentioned about this box, and I also told the people who are watching that this is going to be the bottom, and it was the bottom. So I'm already up about 200 points. So that's really good. But if you are watching this now, I don't think you'll understand what I'm talking about. Just for now, I'll just tape read for now. 488.3.4, 488.3. See, the idea is to take risk relative, take a small risk relative to the reward, right? So this is what I mentioned yesterday. Okay, this line specifically, this box is going to be used. It's not, it's good in a way that it's going to give you a very minimal risk relative to the reward you're gonna take. So tails, man, like you could have done something with this information. It's really like in hindsight, obviously, but in hindsight, you can say, but if you go and watch my stream and how was I talking about this box yesterday, not one time, like one time, two time, three time, four time, five time, and if you have missed this point, you could have entered it at this point. So today was a very good day for me. Okay, uh no, 1 minute. 487.2, 487.2. For 87.2, this is a gauge. Let's go to the 5 minutes. We have 3 minutes till the 5 minutes close. Move up to the 15 minutes. We'll mark the invalidation criteria for the 15 minutes. 15 minutes invalid. 15 invalid. We have 7 minutes till the 15 minutes candle close. If this closes below this previous candle low, then I can expect a trend change on a minor scale. So on a 1 minute time frame, this one is imbalanced and like relatively close to the gauge. 5 minutes. We have 1.5 minutes till the 5 minutes close. See how the price is reacting to the gauge. If it starts to come down, I'll be expecting to do something about on the 1 minute from the price 433 to 394.5, 433 from 2433.3, 2433.3 to 2394.9, 2394.9. Generally speaking, this is an area of interest as for now. If the price stays below this point and closes below the 15 minutes, then generally I'm expecting to for the price to move to this point. I'm not gonna short this because the price is generally speaking in an uptrend. So I'm just waiting for the price to move to the areas of interest. Then I'm gonna try to buy it with the confirmation. This is the new 5 minutes candle. The 5 minutes closed below the previous low. We have 3 minutes till the 15 minutes close. You have to keep this in mind that this price is imbalanced. I'm gonna mark it yellow. This is going to be revisited at some point in future, maybe today, maybe not so. But this is going to be revisited. We have 2 minutes till the 15 minutes close. If the 15 minutes give me a closing below this point, probably going to wick up, then move slightly down. Okay, let's see what's going on the cues. In a 1 minute, The minor trend is shifted on the 1 minute time frame. Last minute till the 15 minutes close. It's giving me a closing relatively close to the previous low. 30 seconds. Just so you know that this box is still relevant and probably will be revisited at some point in future. So no FOMO. When this is the new 15 minutes candle. Now there are two imbalances. This is the first one, probably will be revisited here, and that's the second one, which is relevant right now. Let's see. Let's 34. On a 5 minutes, the structure is still there's a contradiction between the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes, and the 1 minute. So this is one. Let's go to the 1 minute. low of this candle. 29 candle is still imbalanced. The price will revisit this at some point. The market has been trending for the whole day, so it's normal for it to chop now. But still, I'm not really shorting this. Even if the price starts to move back down, I can see when it starts to move back down, but no. But on a 1 minute, it's still bullish for now. If this 1 minute's close is above this point, we have 30 seconds till the 1 minute's close. Then this will be the first target, and that will be the second. 23 seconds, 5 minutes, 20. This is the new hour. Now it's balanced. Let me check if the stream is okay. This blue line is the gauge. The gauge refers to something which I take in account for when trading, that the price is above it or below it. So that's how I just navigate the market. I don't trust this. It's wickless. On a 5 minutes, this is or the ideal for the 5 minutes would be to close above this 1425 candle. Hello, Ray. How are you doing, my brother? Good to see you, bro. Leaving these candle wickless, that's an indication that these prices are going to be revisited at some point in future. '38. We have about 6 minutes till the 15 minutes candle close. I wanted direct closing on a 1 minute to validate its trend, but it's not giving me a good validation for the 1 minute structure. But still, it's bullish, relatively bullish. If it gives me a good closing above this level, there's only one problem with all of this. That's the 37 candle. It's wickless. So that's not really good. Ray, if you did you watch the stream afterwards, bro? If you would have watched it, then I mentioned these coordinates yesterday, and I also told that this is going to be the bottom, and it's going to give a very good swing trade. So I'm already up about 200 points. So, hey, Ray, Like the other guy, Thales, he said he was here yesterday in the yesterday stream. He said, "Okay, I didn't execute," but at this point, I'm about on the 94th stream, and everything I said like was perfect. So why would you not execute on something like that? That's really, really brilliant. And finally, somebody profited off of this coordinates. Like so, not the 200 points is really nothing. Like 200 points in it of itself is nothing. But if you take an account of the risk, there was literally no risk. And I also exactly explained for like 2.5 hours yesterday, okay, how to execute on this sort of setups. Like I exactly told you what are the validation criteria, what is the invalidation criteria on the 5 minutes, on the 15 minutes. So I don't know how people like miss out on such moves. Really, really, like I'm happy to hear that you got it. If you take an account of the risk to reward ratio from this point, what was the risk? Literally nothing. Okay. Yeah, it was no risk at all. Like the criteria I mentioned, KR, you want a closing above the 1 minute. So if it starts to move back up and it's starting to make another structure on the 1 minute, see, I like I cashed on it every single time it touched it. Like it first moved to this point, it was not valid on the 5 minutes. Then it starts to move back up again. I bought it again with my stop loss. What was the stop loss? Literally 3 or 5 points. With first 43 points, right? 43 points first time. Again, I might have gotten stop out 1 or 2 times, obviously. But what was the risk? 6 points, 5 points. Then again, I tried it, 52 points. See? And again, it started to make a structure on the 15 minutes from this point to 5 minutes from this point. You have to watch this from the 5 minutes, right? Uh, you see this structure, this whole structure on the 5 minutes. So it was really good. Okay. So the 1 minute is still intact. 1 minute is intact towards the upside. If it gives me a closing below, that's really possible that's going to give me. But because this 37 candle is imbalanced, this is imbalanced. That was imbalanced. It got balanced again. The 19 candle, 1419 candle is imbalanced and 14.5 candle is imbalanced. So what does it tell me? It tells me that it's going to be revisited at some point in future. This is also imbalanced below the 15. But why I'm not considering that? Because I want the 15 minutes initially. I want the 15 minutes to give me a closing below this point. Now the dealing range has expanded of the last 15 minutes. It would still be valid if it gives me a closing to this point, but n- to this point, but not below it. So the 1 minute structure broke down again. It can be a probable fake out, but still, it's the time of the market where it can range because it has been trending for long. And Ray, one more thing, if you just keep this in check, all of these, there are a lot of candles which are imbalanced, and this box again will be revisited with a good confirmation. You can still, it will still be valid if you use utilize that box again. the risk to reward will be extremely good. See this 37 candle got balanced again. News candle convinced me that we were going. Yeah, um, it happens, but the main, for example, you can understand it from this point of view. This is how I comprehend the bots or the trading bots take an account of the closing prices to be validated or invalidated. Okay, on certain time frames. So each market has its own time frame that it's built on. I'm just letting you in on a secret. Thinner the market, the lower the time frame. If you understand or grasp this concept, it will be trading will get really easier for you. The thinner the market, the lower the time frame. If you're trading commodities or forex, you should move to the higher and higher time frames. $25.04, 24, 4, 3.6, 25.04, 24.6, 24.05, 4.05. This candle is imbalanced, probably will be revisited, but uh, we have within the next 1 second. The 1 minute is not giving me a good confirmation, so it's chopping around. Thanks for streaming, my dude. It's simple once you take a chance to sit there and study. Most people want the answers at all. Yeah, Ray, obviously, it's really simple once you look at it from a point of view. Because I'm after like I even have forgotten how many times I've back tested, how many strategies I've tried. So this is all the things I'm taking into consideration. At the end of the day, you are excluding all the irrelevant information, right? So that's the hard part of it. At the end of the day, I'm taking the most important aspects into the consideration, but what are those aspects? People do not know. So if you're focusing on the wrong thing, it will take you really, really long time to get to the point where, because at the end of the day, I'm taking decision based on one or two or three factors. But what are those factors, right? So if somebody is profitable, you sit with him for like two or three streams, you'll get it what he's talking about. easily. You'll easily understand. But the idea is to not listen to anyone. For example, if you are taking a point of view, certain point of view, you just take that certain point of view and remove all the garbage. Then it will be easy for you to understand. The first part of it is to collect the right information. Then the second part, which is the hard part, you have to train your perception or train your brain according to that information. Because this is dictating my behavior. The information I'm collecting is dictating my behavior. So if there's a behavioral difference, that's not gonna work. It may give you a sense of security that you know a lot of strategies, but at the point of execution, you are just taking one or two things into the consideration, right? So it's really easy if you look at it from the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes, and the 1 minute, while having a general idea of the direction of the market. Once you determine your bias, then you look for these things for validation, invalidation. When you look for this, like how I am presenting it to you, the risk to reward is like also get covered within this. The risk to reward gets covered. The risk management gets covered because on a 1 minute you are jumping in, jumping out with a relatively low risk, and when you know exactly when to hold your trade, how long do you hold your trade, what not to do basically, and no hope. There is no hope in like what I'm doing. It's all strategy and system. So I mentioned it one or two times that there are two methods of trading basically in any market. Either it's going to be a ranging market, either it's going to be a trending market. On a ranging conditions, it's very hard. I found it very hard. How can I determine whether the price is going to range, right? So this is what I've come up with. What's happened in the trending market is like directly opposite to what happens in the ranging market. For example, if in a trending market, you see this is a trending market. It got validated, this was the low. They got validated, the wick closing below the wick, like low, validated low, validated low. Like no, none of these candle closed below the previous candle, directly close. May get a relative closing, but not directly close the previous low. This was the first time we got that. Then this is becoming a 3 minutes time frame candle. So this is allowed, but still went down, went down, went down. So I hope you get the point. Yes, it's a good thing because on a 1 minute time frame, you might get a lot of fake outs. So it can hang you up, like whether to buy it, whether to sell it. You bought it at the wrong place, you sold it. So first, you need a general direction of the market, then you need a strategy to trade that direction. Just knowing the direction won't work. For example, we got a closing below this point, right? We are going for me to be interested in longs, I need, generally speaking, a closing above the previous candle. This is the least I can expect from the market, right? I cannot just jumping in the falling candle. Even on the areas of interest, what the price usually does is, this was the area of interest, right? Okay, this was the area of interest. I'm not gonna just buy it right here. I'm going to buy it when the price is coming back up again. You understand the point, right? When the price is, it's, I'll let the price close on a 5 minute, 15 minutes, or any time frame. Then if the price starts to build itself on a 1 minute, then I'll be looking to buy it. I can be wrong, but I can be right. Majority of the time I'm right. about that point, right? So it's coming down, it's coming down. I'm expecting the price to at least give me a closing above the previous candle high. Never, this was the point, give me a closing above. So this is the validation point. So if I bought it around here, my stop would be around here. The moment it moves above this point, my stop would be around here. And I'm just gonna leave. On scalps, it's really different. Um, it can be different because I'm just specifically using the 1 minute time frame for scalps, right? The moment 1 minute structure gets like changed, I'll get out. Yeah. So on a ranging conditions, you see, it makes sure that it's closing below. This was imbalanced. It will move probably back up, not give me a closing above. If it gives me a closing above that, this will be invalidated. The previous candle. Okay, Ray, good to see you. See you next time, bro. We have 3 minutes till the 15 minutes hourly, 30 minutes, 5 minutes close. So on a 15 minutes time frame, statistically speaking, this is the dealing range we are dealing in right now. For me to be like optimistic from the bullish point of view, I need at least a closing above the 30 candle, 1430 candle within the next 2 minutes. If not, then I'll just not do anything. I'm not doing anything as for now. I'm already out, not executing or anything. I'm waiting for the price to move to either to this point, it give me some sort of reaction, or move back to this box. Then I'll take another swing trade, potential swing trade, which I can like take another 100 or 120 points out of that. We have 2 minutes till the 15 minutes close. From this point, give me a closing above, give me a closing below. It was an indication of a range. Now we are doing that. We do not have any imbalance candle from the downside. All we have is an imbalance 1419 candle and 1405 candle. So these are the 2 points I'm looking for if this structures stay intact on a 1 minute. You have to keep this in mind. There is a contradiction between the 15 minutes is already up. The 1 minute is making uh, an effort towards moving toward the upside, but the 5 minutes give me a closing below this level. So can chop around or move up. This was the 5 minutes imbalance. This is the new hourly candle. In the last hour of trading, see what I was talking about, the contradiction. This was imbalanced, it made it imbalanced. For the 1 minute to stay intact, I do not want the 1 minute to close below this 58 candle. $489.4. Give me a relative closing relative to the 58 candle. So that's still valid. 489.3, 489.3. This candle is imbalanced. This will be revisited at some point. I do not want the price to, if the price closes below this point, 2 candle, then the 1 minute structure will, minor structure will break, and then the 5 minutes and the 1 minutes will be aligned. Check this out. Give me a closing below this level. This level. The 5 minutes is more leaning towards the downside. If the 1 minute support that structure within the next 7 or 5 seconds, yeah, the 1 minutes and the 5 minutes are still aligned with each other. Either it's going to, I'm not interested in shorts anyway. If the price starts to come down, I'm not interested in shorts. If the in shorts, I'll be looking for the price to move back to the areas of interest for me to be interested in longs. So I would I would like to see this as a fake out because this candle is imbalanced. But no, for me, the criteria for the 1 minute trend to get intact again, it needs to close above this high. But still, the 5 minutes and the 1 minutes are supporting the bearish trend for now. The 5 minutes. From this point, you have to understand what I'm talking about. From this, somewhere around here, I predicted that this is all going to be a ranging conditions, and we are ranging. So But 5 minutes got somewhat bearish, and 1 minute is still supporting this that bearishness. So yep, we are above the gauge. Move back up again to this point, 499. Then the next would be 504, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. We have an expanded dealing range on the 15 minutes time frame. Can chop around, react to the gauge. 40, yeah, same point, no difference. We have no imbalance as for now towards the downside. So looking to target this point first for 504, being optimistic that the range will break and will move to the upside. If not, because the 1 minute structure got intact again from this point, and the 15 minutes is supporting it, and the 5 minutes is in contradiction. So that usually means a ranging conditions. But if whenever the price will make itself an effort to go up on a 1 minute, I'll still be hopeful that it's going to move back to the upside. If not, then I'm not doing anything. See, got a closing above, got a closing below, not interested. This is usually an indication of a range from this point, from 1441. This behavior started from, we got a closing above, a closing below, closing above, closing below. So this is usually an arranging conditions. So now it moved back up, moved back down again, and this is not good. So probably will move down. We are aligning it, the 1 minute is aligning itself with the 5 minutes. If the 5 minutes closes below this previous low, then I can expect it to retest somewhere around here within the next 1 minute. You have to keep this in mind. I'm not trading at all. I've already traded. I'm already up 200 points on the day. So I'm just reading the tape. So now on a 1 minute, it's a bearish supporting structure. This is the new 5 minutes candle, and still 5 minutes got invalidated. Yep, 5 minutes is more bearish than bullish. 5 minutes and 1 minutes are aligned. We are probably moving down. Probably, probably. To negate this structure, one has to realign itself by closing above a certain high. Can be previous, but still the 1 minutes and the 5 minutes are aligned with each other. So that's more probability of it going down. Choppy conditions, what can I say? See this point? See this? We have about 3 minutes till the 15 minutes close. The 15 minutes allowed to move towards this point. If the 15 minutes give me a closing below this point, about 12 more points, 12 more points, 12 more points. Yep. You see this? The 15 minutes, if the 15 minutes give me a closing below this level, the 15 minutes invalid, then the from three of those time frames will be aligned and we are probably heading much lower to this point then. Yep, there we go. We have about 15, how many points, how many minutes till the 15 minutes closes? We have 2 minutes till the 15 minutes closes. Uh, but ideally speaking, for the bulls, within the next 2 minutes, for the bulls, for the point of view of the bulls, if we get a wick below and closing above, that will still be a bullish validation. And if the 1 minutes get aligned with that again, we can move head back up again. But that's a criteria we'll see within the next 2 minutes approximately. This is a 15 minutes chart. Okay. We have about 1.5 minutes till the 15 minutes closes. See how the 1 and the 5 minutes both got aligned with each other and it moved back like 20 points below. It said it before it happened. So the last minute till the 15 minutes closes. If this 1 minute closes above this 15:13 candle, then we are moving heading back up again. Probably. Yep. 30 seconds. Yep. Yep. 29 seconds. 20 seconds. We are very close to the, if we even get a closing relative to this point, then still be valid. We have 2 seconds. We didn't got a closing below that level. Yep. We didn't got a closing below. Okay. So for a change in structure to move towards the upside and this point, I need a closing above for 314 candle for me to be interested in longs, but not right now. I need a closing above, because we didn't get a closing on a 15 minutes relative to the previous candle low. So it can chop around, chop around, chop around, but on a 15 minutes time frame, it would still be considered not bearish as such. It can still move down, but for me to be confirmed it as a bearishness, see this point, how precise. If we get a closing above, then I'll be more confident that the 1 minute is making a more effort toward moving back up again. While we will still be in a contradiction between the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes, and the 1 minute. So the 5 minutes will be the problem. You see this point? We got another closing below this low on a 5 minutes, but not on a 15 minutes time frame. So the 15 minutes is allowed to chop and even move below this point. Now the invalidation criteria is lower than that. You haven't gotten a single closing above the previous candle high on a 1 minute. So that's on a 1 minute time frame. From this point, I've been like saying this going to move down like 20 points, and still the trend is still intact. We need to stay below this line for the 15 minutes to get validated. If that get validated, we will be entering into a new relatively good ATR time frame. That would be the 15 minutes. For me to be interested in longs again, I want the 1 minute minor structure to break with the confluence of 15 minutes, because the 15 minutes is still intact. The 5 minutes is a contradiction, and 1 minute is supporting the 5 minutes with the bearishness. 5 minutes, 1 minute is both are bearish right now. Even that would be make me hopeful. I want a closing above the 15-17 candle, even on a one. This is a 1 minute time frame I'm operating on. Even on that, I would be still be hopeful that we might push back up, because the 1 minute structure will be supporting the 15 minutes, but there would be still a contradiction with the 5 minutes. But that's, I would say, irrelevant for now, because me just being optimistic. Okay, so previous week's high. Okay, you very interesting, very interesting thing. You have to keep this in mind that previous week high. No, there's something else. Okay, forget what I said. Oh no. Okay, it has given me a closing, but still relatively close to the previous high. That's not really relevant. I want a direct closing above this point. So within the next 30 seconds, the 5 minutes candle will close. Uh, 451.9, 451.9, 450, 451.9, 451.9 point. Yeah, bas, right about that. And the next would be 417.1, 417. Yeah. 5 minutes candle. This is the new 5 minutes candle. If the 1 minute and the 5 minutes are still intact towards the downside, so Obviously, no longs. No, no longs for now, obviously. This whole trend is still intact. This whole structure is still intact. From this point, I've been saying that the price will start to move back down. Now it's 30 points down. So we'll see how the price reacts to this level. None of these candles are closing above the previous candle high. I think we'll probably get, uh, you see this point, we are within the next 8 minutes. I do not want, from the point of view of the bulls, no matter what I want, I do not want is really irrelevant. But from the point of view of the wolves, if we get a closing below within the next 8 minutes, we have 8 minutes till the next 15 minutes candle close. This is the invalidation point that would become invalid. Then we can wick up and move back further down again. So if that gives, so what's gonna happen if we get a closing below this level? We can get something of a ranging condition on a 1 minute, a chop, 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 moving back somewhere around here. You see how oh how precise, tick precision. I want this within the next 36 seconds for the price to close above the previous 1 minute candle high. Then I can expect that probably will not give another closing below the 15 low. 16 seconds. This is the only point which, if we close at the high, that would be considered as a good structure break. But it can be a fake out. It's a 1 minute time frame. So please, you see this point, not allowed to. This motherfucker is not allowed to. The 1 minute structure is still intact. Okay, so the 1 minute structure is still intact. Uh, we are running on this for like 30 points with relative to no risk. These were the indications I started like the price will start to move back down again, and we have, so that's really good. Okay, I want the price to stay above. For the bull's point of view, we have 6 minutes till the 15 minutes candle close. 6 minutes till the 15 minutes candle close. Ideally speaking, if we get a closing above this point on the 15 minutes, if we get a closing above this point, the 1 minute and the 15 minutes will be in align with each other with the contradiction of 5 minutes, right? So that would be a hopeful thing. The 5 minutes will get eradicated between these two, but still on a 1 minute it's a it's a downtrend supporting structure, downtrend supporting structure, right? The 1 minute is putting an effort to move back up. If it gives me a closing above the 322 candle high, then 1 minute and 15 minutes will be aligned. 24, we have about how many minutes till the 15 minutes candle close? 5 minutes till the 15 minutes candle close, and the 5 minutes candle close, 5 minutes itself is about to close in 7 seconds. So this is the 5 minutes time frame. This is the new 5 minutes candle. This is the new 5 minutes candle. Okay, let's see what's going on a 1 minute time frame. It's putting an effort, but still not getting a closing, directly closing above the previous week high. You have 5 minutes till the 15 minutes candle close. If we get this structure broken down, there is a high probability that we will move back up, taking this out, this out. But it's not hope. It's all system. It's all mechanical. I want to see first while managing risk. So Okay, 11 seconds. 11 seconds. This is minor trend shift from the point of view of the 1 minutes after 30 seconds, 30 points of drop. Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. We got a closing above, but it's still a 1 minute. The 15 minutes, the fifth are parallel to each other and supporting each other. You have to keep this in mind. The 5 minutes, on the 5 minute, people who are looking at the 5 minutes might get a fake out. Might. I'm just being hopeful. So if we get a closing below on a 1 minute from this point, so this candle would be not a, this will be basically, what do you say, a fake out. But for example, if I'm front running the thing I'm supposed to, like, I'm risking about, for example, I'm not trading, I'm just telling you, I'm risking about 6 points. For example, I'm risking about 6 points. If it works out, it will be, because I'm operating on a 1 minute time frame, 6 to 37 points. So I can take a lot of losses. I can take a lot of losses with respect to my narrative, but still get ahead of with risk to reward ratio, right? There we go. Let's go. Let's go. Three, three, three. How many minutes? 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes till the 15 minutes candle close. The 1 minute and the 15 minutes are both are aligned with each other with the contradiction of 5 minutes. The 5 minutes order are triggered. Now we are getting a fake out. If we get a closing above this point, that will be a good validation for the 15 minutes. Then three of these time frames will be aligned with each other. The 5 minutes valid. Now let's see. Let's remove this. Um, yeah, 5 minutes valid. We have within the next 1 minute 40 seconds. We stay above. That's probably right, probably being hopeful, because 5 minutes is in contradiction between the two time frames. The 1 minute is aligned, and hopefully we do not get a closing below this 15 minutes level within the next how many minutes, 1 minute. We do not get, if we do not get a closing below this level, that would still be valid. If we get a closing, then I can expect it to move down. Then 1 minute, 5 minute and 15 minute will be aligned with each other, moving towards the downside. Okay, so the 1 minute is still intact from this point. 1 minute is still intact. You have to keep this in mind. 1 minute is intact, still intact. Probably that uh, this is just too good. This is a straight out breakout. Usually, never. Usually, it's rare to happen that straight breakout. You might get a chop, but still within the next 30 seconds. See how the 5 minutes validation criteria or invalidation criteria from the validation criteria from the bearish point of view, invalidation criteria from the bearish point of view, right? Yeah, this is the invalidation criteria. If we move up, we will be invalidating the contradiction. 1 minute time frame. This is already a 1 minute time. This is wickless. We have gotten a closing above. See, this is wickless. We have gotten a closing above this point. Let's mark this. We are going to revisit this point. I'm gonna mark it at some point. Then now it's allowed to move back down. Now you have to understand. You have to understand. Dealing ranges from this point to that point. 10 seconds. This is generally speaking an area of interest if I were trading. The 1 minute, you see how the 5 minutes, am I missing something here? 58 minute, am I missing something, guys? Why the ATR is increasing that much, leaving the weekly candles above. We've gone down about 60 points with the next 2 minutes. Maybe it's Friday, but still this point will be revisited at some point in future. I don't know when. The volatility is increasing for some reason. Maybe it's Friday, maybe the positions are getting closed, but right around the 30 mark, we got this huge volatility spike for some reason. From a weekly point, uh, market bold, and this PWH means previous week's high. Uh, Left previous week's high. I'm gonna lock it. So the volatility spike, we have come way far below that level. So probably within the next 11 minutes, we will not come back up. Anyways, if anyone who is, I don't know who is watching this stream, if you are new here, you can watch my previous stream. I'm not saying just to like for you to watch. This box is really has its own relevance. If the price comes back to this point, I'm not just precise in reading the 1 minute chart. I more often than not give these trades, the swing trades. These are the coordinates of this box. So if the price comes back to this point, you'll see a good reaction out of it. Okay, okay, okay. So this is going to be revisited at some point in future, and this is going to be revisited at some point in future, and we are bouncing off of the previous week's high. Yo, Ronnie, what's up, my guy? So this is going to be revisited. So and if the trend on a 1 minute time frame gives me a closing above this from the area of interest, that's good, but I'm not interested in trading generally speaking right now. I'm already up 200 points, so this price is going to be revisited. The 31 candle, the 1 minute is making an effort to move back up. See what I was saying at this point, if you remember, it's rarely happens. You do not get that clean of a breakout. Then we got a surprise bar. Usually, whenever this sort of a structure happens, if there is this is what a surprise bar is. If you understand and if you heard the term surprise bar, these are the surprise bars. So that's why you have to manage risk while doing that. Ronnie, I hope Fusha trades. I hope Ronnie, you watched the previous. I'm not saying, hey, man, I do not really give a shit about the views or the stream. I just, if I stream somehow, I'm really like, I want someone to execute on what I do, right? So I'm not even monetized, right? So I'm not saying, okay, you watch the video for the views or anything. I do not like, I don't care. I'm just saying, okay, if I post something, this is a like top tier content, what I'm doing like hidden. If anyone who is watching this stream, anyone who has found my channel through Cameo or through the algorithm, I don't know. But if you have found this channel, just use it, because I'm not gonna like, I do not stream every day, but this is what I do, because like th- it's it's so good for me alone, like, if you understand what I'm talking about. So this is if you Yeah, I know majority of the you are from Cami stream. So I do not stream every day. This is what like I have been doing for living for about 2 years. I left my job. So this is in total I've been trading for about 8 years on and off. So I do not share these things with anyone. If I somehow stream and I give the coordinates, you may not understand its value, because you might think it's just a streamer guy on YouTube, but this is really good shit. If I give you a stream, if just do not even watch the whole stream, just take the coordinates out of the stream, just take the like chunks which I drop. So that would be really helpful for you. Okay. Okay, Ronnie, this was the coordinate I'm gonna mention again. I'm gonna share these coordinates again specifically, and if the price reaches to this point, the validation invalidation criteria which I have been explaining now today and yesterday, like yesterday and now, what I was doing was explaining the entry criteria, validation criteria, or invalidation criteria, right? So using these coordinates, please do not just jump in just hoping. There is no such thing hope as hope in trading. You have to execute it with that criteria. And the main mindset you have, the only psychology you have to take is, it's my job in a sense that you don't have to get frustrated if you get knockout. Okay, you have to manage the risk again and again. For example, if I'm taking this trade from here, okay, I'll just make sure, even if I am like huge lot, maximum leverage, I would put my stop loss right around here. If I get knocked out, I'll wait for another 1 minute structure again. 1 minute structure. You have to listen to me what I'm saying. You have to wait for the 1 minute structure again and re-enter. Do not get into FOMO. Do not, like, you don't say, okay, okay, now it has touched this point, now it's gonna move. No, you do not enter anywhere above this point. Okay, you have to enter around these coordinates, specifically what I'm mentioning. Okay, and one more thing which I've learned really the hard way: when the price is coming to that point, you do not jump in. Like, for example, if it starts to move back up, it's never that precise. First, you need to let it go back down again. Then when it's coming back up, you can enter. Okay, okay, I'm gonna mention the coordinates again. Coordinates again. So you have to manage risk, and this is not a coordinate, specifically speaking. When I talk about scalping, I'm just talking about scalping. These are the swing trading coordinates. If you get in, okay, if you get in within this point, at least the least you can expect. For example, I got around a total of 280 points. I got, like, from this point to that point. If I would have missed this, I didn't miss it, right? If I would have missed it, I would have entered at this point. 182 points from here, 300 points, like, in total, that could have been gotten. But you don't want to jump in. Okay, so I'm gonna mention the coordinates. Just give me a second, guys. See, as I started the stream, I mentioned that this point is going to be revisited at some point in future, and we are here. So the coordinates are 2314, 314.6, 2314.6, 2193.5, 2193.5. तुझे याद है. Okay, I'm gonna take a good look at this. Okay, these are the coordinates. You do not get frustrated if it, like, for example, if the price starts to move to this point and it's moving like it it's moving to this point, it can get rejected off of it, move back down. These are the scenarios. This is the real market. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not giving you, I'm not a sale or like you, what do you say, snake oil salesman or anything. I'm just a real trader. This is the real world and the real market, right? All of these scenarios can happen. All of these things can happen. But once you get in, you have to wait. The trade execution usually takes about, for example, whenever I'm taking the trades from these areas, I'm waiting for at least on the Nasdaq, I'm waiting for, at least I can expect is 80 to 120. The least I can expect 80 to 100, 120 points. So that, so okay. So one thing, this can happen. The other thing, this can happen when it starts to move back up on a 1 minute time frame. I'm executing my stop losses at break even. If it moves up, if it starts to move up, I'll leave it. Okay. If not, it's like, for example, it didn't react from, it's coming right now. It's coming. You'll see. If it's not reacting, then I'll wait. I'll not do anything. I'll just take scalps as I was reading this tape from, like, from this point to this point to this point. That's pure price action. I'm not, this is not price action. That's all I can say about it. This is not price action. This is how it's built somehow. Okay. I'm not going to go into much detail about what I'm doing, what this is, but this is how the market is built. This is how it works, right? So when it comes, I'll show you what I do with this. Okay. So these were the prices we got revisited, and we have revisited those prices again. For example, I mentioned that this is my area of interest, right? The market didn't even recognize this. So I didn't execute. I was not interested in price action at all. So if it would have given me, as for example, a 5 minutes here, a 5 minutes validation point, but that was a high ATR. We have entered into a, oh, you have to see this. We closed below the 15 minutes low and the ATR is expanded. Plus we have two imbalance candles towards the upside. Imbalance candles towards the upside. This is the first candle, the wallet where the volatility spike happened, and the 30 and the 31. Both are these candles are imbalanced. So I just have to keep this in mind, as these were the candles were imbalanced. Okay. And this, you have to keep this in mind as I'm going through the logic one by one by one by one, right? You see this line, this specific line, the purple line. The purple, what does the purple line represents? The purple line represents the previous week's high. The same logic. I'm mentioning this again. You see this. The same logic applies here, even on a weekly chart. Mentioning this again, this specifically I have backtested on the Nasdaq. This do not work on the Dow Jones. No, I don't. I have not. I'm not interested in ES. Generally speaking, I'm not interested in ES. So the Nasdaq is where it works. This specific symmetry works. Not in the forex market. Not in the. I don't know about the other markets. So okay, Ronnie. First time start watching you, so I can learn from your experience. Okay, Fusha Trades, good to have you here. I know you probably have gone over this before, but how can you determine the daily bias? Can you speak really quickly? Ronnie, was there a daily bias today? There is no such thing as daily bias. When you are considering a daily bias, you are just breaking or chopping it down into pieces for your mind to understand, but that's not how it works. I'm just taking validation, invalidation criterias. Okay, Ronnie, once you can do one thing. How many candles are there in a daily? Okay, we will move back to the cues. We'll see on the cues. I'm gonna explain something to you. Okay, this is a 15 minutes time frame. This is a 15 minutes time frame. How many candles are there on a daily chart? 15 minutes candle on a daily chart, there are just 26 candles, right? There are just 26 candles. So if you are trading this 15 minutes time frame with respect to there are 80 candles, 80, approximately 80 candles, approximately 80, yeah, 80 candles on the QQQs. I'm just separating the regular trading hours from the electronic trading hours because, yeah, until unless I am trading in the swing trades, I'm just holding my trades. I'm not trading the earlier sessions. So if you are looking for a daily bias, you can just need 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or 1 minute. You don't, the moment 1 minute gets invalidated, you get out. You don't care about the bias. You don't do anything. The moment you get that much flexible, you will not really worry about that much about bias. Because I started studying ICT, and uh, it occurred to me that there must be something as a daily bias, right? But that's not how it works. Because once something happens which is not in your mind, which is against your plan, so you will drop the whole plan. And the risk management part of it and all of that. So daily bias is not a good approach to trading. So you see this point. For example, this was the 5 minutes. Okay, we got a closing above, closing above, closing. For example, if you get a closing above, this would be the invalidation criteria. The previous candle is the invalidation criteria. Why do we want the? Why do you want the daily bias? Now you're just one thing for sure: 1 minute, 15 minute, 5 minutes. If they are in contradiction, there might be a change in trend. There might be something of a change, right? If they are aligned with each, for example, the 1 minute starts to build on this. If you go deep into the like, let's explore 9:45. 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, the price is coming to this point. We'll see how the price reacts to it. Okay, the 1 minute, 9:45, 9:45, 45. Okay, we got a closing above. This would be the this would be the valid invalidation criteria. Moved up, moved up. The 1 minute is still intact. The 1 minute is still intact. How many points was it? 117 points. Like, there are rules. For example, I'm not allowed to, first of all, no shorts, obviously, because the 1 minute is still intact. The least I can do expect from a trend is to be 1 minute on my side. because everything starts, the snake head of the snake is from the 1 minute, right? Then it moves back to its tail. That's the weekly chart. Like if you move, if you have played a game on Nokia, okay, watch this. Now I'll see how the price will react to this point. Ronnie, you understand the explanation, right? So you do not want the daily bias. The highest time frame you can move to the 1 hour using the same logic. 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, and you think of those time frames as what do you say? Anything that will start from 1 minute, but you will also get a lot of fake outs on the 1 minute. So you need at least 5 minutes to be aligned with your 1 minute. Then you look at the 1 minute. If I'm looking at it from this point of view, you see this point, there are a lot of imbalances. So the first criteria for me to be interested in 5 minutes, see, so I'll be looking for the price to at least give me a closing above this point on a 5 minutes, then I'll go to the 1 minute. And I can use this same logic on 15 minutes to 1 minute. Okay. For example, if the price closes above this point, I can front run it with no risk, 16 points. If there is a 16-point risk, I can lower my lot size according to the dollar amount. Okay. If it moves above and closes above, this would be the invalidation criteria on the 1 minute, which is supported by my area of interest, right? And I'll just leave it at that. Targeting this point, that point. The market on close started. MOC. Just wait a minute. Wait. The closing on this 21 seconds, 18 seconds, 53, 14 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can still be front running it. You know, what's the idea of not getting frustrated, right? This is the main idea of not getting frustrated. It's 54, and it says leave in the wick. What's the indication of the wick? The wick indicates that it's going to be revisited at some point in future. So meanwhile, I can take scalps. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. The first area of interest was this point. How many points from this? Like we could have, like, you see this point? It closed above the previous candle high from this 41 point scalp. Brilliant, na? But it's indicating that it's going to revisit at some point in future. So how can I strategize it? I can strategize it by like thinking about it in terms of that I can take scalps. Well, scalps when it's revisited again, I'll take a swing again. Now that's imbalanced from the upside. We have 5 minutes till the market closes. This is imbalanced. That is imbalanced. Like 40 point scalp, easy. That was a 40 points easy scalp. And a 5 minutes, 5 minutes candle is rarely imbalanced, so you might move down to check this out, then move back up. 56. Move back down, clear this out. – 3 minutes till the market close. We have 3 minutes till the market close. This is imbalanced. We will probably revisit this at some point within 3 minutes or not. I don't know, but still, this is will be revisited. It might not seem much because the volatility is high, but this was a quick 30 40 point scalp. – 2 minutes till the market close. The moment it shot back up, what I tell you, okay, not to get frustrated. Meanwhile, take scalps. So nothing I say is in hindsight. Those who watch me knows. So we have 1.5 minutes till the market closes. So guys, you have to keep these coordinates in mind. This is not just a single trade relevance. It will be reused again and again and again. So take an account of these coordinates. Again, I'm gonna show you. You can play around with it. Last minute, shoot back up. 37 seconds till the market closes. This box will be relevant probably half of the next week. Half of the next week. So you can take scalps from it, you can take swing trades from it, but you have to keep this in mind that you need a validation or invalidation criteria. Okay, Ronnie, I was explaining you about the daily bias. Do you get it? You see this, my guy? You see this, my guy? How did we react to this point? Clearing out that part of the, we have still haven't cleared that out. – 5 minutes is still imbalanced. Two scalps, but that now it's validated from the point of view of the 1 minute. Okay, being conservative. If I were to trade, that would be the minimum amount of risk. but market is closed. Market is closed. Yeah. So see how we dropped to this point and stopped. So we'll see. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for watching the stream. Uh, okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Thank you for the stream. Pusher trades, just keep an account of this coordinate. I may stream on Monday, I may not, but this will be still relevant, and you have to keep an account of how to trade it, and I've already explained it. So, okay. Tails. Oh, nice. You're till the end of the stream. I was not expecting you were here. Okay, yaar. Peace. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I may not come on Monday. Mark this point. 54, 43, 31. These are the candles which are imbalanced. So this will be revisited. So, okay.